So today we're going to talk about how I go about choosing the tile for our new house. And, I choose finishes a lot with my job as an architect. And typically we don't end up choosing natural stone unless it's a really high-end project, just because it is an expense and a maintenance issue. So a lot of commercial projects especially don't want to use natural stone just because they don't want to have to deal with the maintenance and it's more upfront cost. But for this project, I am going with a lot of natural stone options. So here is almost all of our possible stone selections for the various rooms. And so I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about what my different options are for different rooms, and tell you a little bit about my knowledge of natural stone and how to choose tile for your project. So we're going to start over here with the upstairs master bathroom. And so this will be my husband and I's master bathroom, and we have a couple different options. So the first piece, this is a marble tile, 12 by 24 inch, large format tile that I have for the first option as the flooring. And you can see, and one of the things I love about natural stone is the variation in color and texture. You can see all this veining. You can see yellows and creams and some grays and brown tones, a lot of different variation with natural stone. And that's one of the things I love about it. But you do have to be aware that tends to mean that each tile piece is going to be different. So each piece of tile is going to look different. And so when you put them all together on the floor, you're going to see a lot of different variation in colors and tones and veining. So this specific piece is called Calcutta Gold, and it's on the pricier end. But I love the natural tones with it. I'm really going for this bathroom, a lot of creams and whites with a little bit of tan, and then black fixtures. So getting a little bit of contrast there. This specific piece, one of the things to take into account is make sure when you're choosing tile, you choose floor rated and wall rated tile, meaning this floor is wall and floor rated, which means you can put it on the wall or the floor. And when you're choosing for your shower, you also need to choose shower rated tile, meaning tile that will be successful in a shower. So this specific piece, when you're going with a natural stone, not every natural stone comes in a finish that's really floor safe. So first you need to verify that it's going to be safe for the floor. And another thing to consider is if you have someone who's really prone to falling and does not fall well, say like someone like my mom who is doesn't fall well and is more prone to falling, that's not someone that you would want to choose a natural stone tile for the floor for them. So for my bathroom, I'm not too worried about that. So if you go with a floor, I recommend with a natural stone choosing a honed tile. So honed is the finish on top of the tile. So this specific piece of Calcutta Gold is honed, meaning it has a little bit more grip to its texture. It's not polished. Polished is going to get you that really shiny, super, very modern finish. But the problem with that is it is very slippery, especially when wet. So I would not recommend going with a polish for the floor. Wall is fine in the shower. Bathroom walls, that's fine for a polish, but not for a floor tile. So if you want to see the difference over here, these are two different pieces of Calcutta Gold tile from two different manufacturers. And this one from Doll Tile. This one I got from Home Depot as a sample. And as you can see, the difference in the veining and the color, and I mean, they almost look like two different tiles, except they do have a lot of the same color tones, just in different veining and different locations. And so you get a lot of that variation that I was talking about in the tile when you deal with natural stone. So this is for the floor. This is a possible wall option. This is actually a polished finish, so it's a bit shinier than this floor tile. So I'm looking to do a large format 12 by 24 floor tile, and I'm also going to be picking some various wall tiles. I want to do a vertical running bond. That's kind of a vertical stacked piece. If you take two pieces like this and you offset them up the wall, that's the pattern I am looking to do. So this is an option for the wall tile. I'm going to do several different mosaics. I want to have a mosaic on one of the walls in the shower as a feature. And then I will also have a mosaic behind the mirror of the vanity. So looking at the mosaics, this is actually a Calcutta gold mosaic. And I really love the pattern here. You get a lot of variation in color and veining and texture. So this is a great choice for my feature wall in the shower. This one's a more neutral option. It's actually, I think it's Calcutta gold as well, just in a different cut and pattern. That's a kind of a longer, elongated hex pattern. And this is another option for the wall tile. This is another natural stone. Another thing I love about natural stone is that when it cracks or breaks, if you get a chip in it, it's a lot less noticeable than you'll see with like a glazed ceramic or porcelain tile. If you get a chip, the color underneath isn't always the same. So if you do go with a porcelain or a ceramic, I highly recommend going with a through body color tile. So that what that means is that the color is the same all the way through. So if you chip on the top, it's less likely to be noticeable because it's colored similarly to the color of the top of the tile. So I do have a porcelain. This is a glazed porcelain option here for the wall. And that's a more economical option for the wall if we need to get a more economical option. And these are my two options for the shower floor. I'm leaning towards this one. It has a lot of the same color and tones, and I like the variation. I really want to do a pebble rock floor to it. I think that'll be really nice for the shower floor. So I'm leaning towards, this is the floor tile. I'm leaning towards one of these for the wall tile. And this would be my shower feature wall. And I really like this herringbone pattern for the bathroom vanity. It's a little lighter, more white to it. So it'll give it some nice bright color, bright white, to really make that bathroom light and airy. So that's the first option for the master bathroom. So moving on from the first option for the upstairs master to the second, this piece right here, the sample's in a 12 by 12, but again, I would do a 12 by 24 large format for the floor. These are actually very similar. They're both a kind of very light, I think it's a Blanco limestone tile. So you see it's not quite as much variation as the marble does, but you do see a little bit of color tones and some speckling in here, but it's a nice bright light option. These are two different manufacturers. This one from Doll Tile, this one from Floor & Decor. And they're very similar. So it's really going to come down to if I go this route, who's going to be able to meet the lead time and get it here when we need it, as well as pricing between the two is going to be a factor. So with this floor tile, I really love this for the mosaic. So this is a natural stone piece. It's actually from Floor & Decor. It's a coastal ivory honed marble. So honed, again, is that it's not the polished texture. It's still smooth, and it's just not quite as shiny and not polished. So that's a really fun, unique herringbone pattern. I like that for the shower feature wall as well as behind the vanity. And then for the wall tile, it's again between these two, a lot of mixing and matching because I'm going with similar color tones between the two options. Just a matter of which specific tiles I like better. So again, this is my glazed porcelain tile option, and that's more economical, much cheaper to price. And then this is my natural stone wall option. Definitely pricier, but I like the idea of natural stone. It's, you know, if it chips, it's less noticeable. It has, it's good for resale. It's one of those selling points for people. And so with this option for the upstairs, I would go with one of these for the floor in the shower. So again, a Pebble. I really like the kind of Pebble stone look for the floor of a shower. This is a bright white natural stone, and this is a cream, very light off-white color with some variation to it, which I really like. So that would be the shower floor with these two. This is the second option for the upstairs master bathroom. So now we can move on to the upstairs regular bathroom. So this bathroom, we're only looking for a floor tile and a shower wall tile because we have a tub shower, and the vanity will have its own backsplash. So for this one, I am looking at this floor tile. What I'm going for in this bathroom is kind of a sand, lighter cream tone with whites and gold. So this specific one is a limestone, Adore cream, again honed for the floor, and from Doll Tile. And what I love about this one is I love the little variation. You see cut some real gold in there, some orangey gold in there. And for this bathroom, I want to go with the sand and white tones with gold fixtures. So this would be the floor tile. And then for the wall tile, I have a couple different options, and I can really mix and match a lot of the things that I have. But this is a glazed porcelain, more economical option, and this is a natural stone. It's a Candora marble, Vestal white. And so that's my natural stone option and my glazed porcelain option. So that one's really easy, simple, only one option for that bathroom. And then moving on to the downstairs regular bathroom, we have, this is a limestone again. This is more of a concrete look to the limestone. It's a light gray with a real speckled, so very similar to concrete. I've got two different manufacturer options that are very similar. This one's just slightly a little lighter and smaller salt and pepper look, and this has a little bit larger salt and pepper to it. But that way I kind of have an option of who to go with based on lead times and pricing. So with this one, I'm doing this concrete look for the floor. Again, a large format 12 by 24 floor tile. And then the shower wall, I'm going with a bright white. So we've got a couple different options here. This one's a glazed porcelain tile from Marazzi, which is, they are associated with Doll Tile. And this is a natural stone, again, a Candora marble. It's a very bright white stone. This is called a picket shape, and this is just a larger picket. This one's Dolomite premium picket polished marble from Floor & Decor. So these are my three wall options for around the shower, and this would be the floor. Again, like as you can kind of see, the sample got chipped, and after you seal the floor and everything, you can see that the coloring is the same as on top. So it's less noticeable than, say, if this was a porcelain with a concrete look and this chipped and it wasn't a through body tile, color body tile, then it would be very noticeable because this would be a different color. So that is an option for the downstairs bathroom. Again, I have a couple different, I've got some for the other bathrooms as well and the other locations. I have some other wall tiles. I can really mix and match a lot of these. So it's really going to come down to what we can fit in our budget and what I like style wise. So then to the downstairs master bathroom. So for the downstairs master bathroom, like I was saying earlier, you really don't want to go with a natural stone, even if it's floor rated and a honed texture, because it's not going to have quite the same grip as a porcelain tile that's specifically rated for the floor. So downstairs in my parents' bathroom, I plan to do a porcelain tile with a stone look. So I've got a couple different options for them. Again, I'm going to do a large format 12 by 24 tile on the floor, and it's going to be a stone look to the tile, but I'm going with grays and whites and silver fixtures for their bathroom. And so this one is a stone look. It's not my favorite. All of these porcelain tiles, the floor tiles, are all through body, color body tiles, so that if they do chip, they're less noticeable. But this one, the texture on top just looks a little too fake. It has some nice veining and such, but it looks like a fake stone to me. So I'm not a big fan of that one. And same with this one as an option for their floor. So I've got kind of two options for them. I'm going with a more gray floor with white wall options, or a white floor, one of these two, with a gray wall. So right now they're leaning towards this gray stone, and I love this one. It's not a real natural stone, but it is a very convincing stone look to it. It's got some really nice veining, almost kind of like a blue gray in the veining, and it's a nice light gray, but gives some good texture. It has really good grip on the surface, so that should be nice and safe for my mom. And again, this one is from Doll Tile, CT32. Let's see, it is a color body porcelain, like I was talking about, Colosseum gray, polished and matte. So it comes in a polished or a matte. I would go with a matte, just a little bit more texture for her. So we're leaning towards this as the floor tile. This is their wall tile option. This is again a natural stone. This one's from Floor and Decor Dolomite marble, just like the Picket version that we had for the downstairs regular bathroom, but it comes in different sizes and shapes. And then there was a couple different mosaic options for them. This is a nice natural stone with some grays and whites. This one has more of a quartz kind of look with the speckles, kind of like crystal-y speckles with the gray and white, more white tone to it. But they're leaning towards, this is a natural stone from Doll Tile. It is First Snow Elegance Wave Mosaic. So that's the type of mosaic shape. It's a marble. So this would be the shower feature wall for them. And then this would be the wall tile, again, in that running bond vertical stacked pattern. And then for the shower floor, we liked this natural stone Pebble. It's kind of a bright white. It has some nice contrast, but it really has some beautiful gray tones to it. And then for their bathroom vanity wall would be this tile. It's a nice stacked piece. It's a marble First Snow Elegance. It's a split face, meaning it's got some of that rough texture to it, as well as got some polished pieces. So it gives some nice variation both in the stone and in the texture and finish of the piece. So this would be the bathroom vanity wall behind their mirror. So they've got a couple different options, but that's kind of the one that they're leaning towards. This would be another split face option, but I think it's a little bit too much rough texture for their bathroom. So I'm actually leaning towards, I really like one of these for the wall tile on our fireplace in our living room. So that's what I'm looking at for these two natural stone stacked kind of split face mosaics here. So now moving on to our laundry room. So for the laundry room, I want to do a large format herringbone pattern on the floor in black. So herringbone again is that kind of arrow shaped alternating stack on the floor. And so these are the floor options for that black tile. So these ones, it's kind of hard to find. There aren't a lot of options in black natural stone floor tiles. So in the shape that I was really looking for. So these ones are all porcelain right here. And I've got a couple different options. This one's just a plain black. I'm not a big fan of this one. I think it's a little too blue for what I want. This one has a nice dark black to it, but it has a lot of veining, and I think I wanted something that was a bit more simple. This is the polished, and this is the matte version of it. So you can see this is kind of a very shiny. This has a lot more texture to it. So, and then the other problem with these two tiles is that to get the herringbone pattern, we'd have to take 12 by 24 inch tiles and cut them in half and then do the pattern that I want. Versus I did find, this is a black limestone, and this is also a slate tile. So we've got a limestone and a slate. These both come in a size that would give me that black herringbone large format tile. So I'm leaning towards one of these for the floor in the laundry room. So that would be the floor for the laundry room. And then Backsplash for the laundry room. We go back over here to some of the options that we had. And I really like either this large picket dolomite marble or one of these white, either the porcelain or the stone. Again, this is a marble. So I want a kind of a bright white backsplash in the laundry room with the contrasting very dark black floor, and we'll have white cabinets in there, and I think it'll be a nice contrast. So going back over here to the tiles, this, as you can see, this is the hardwood that we are looking to go with. It's an engineered hardwood, kind of a lighter, softer brown color to it. And this is what it would look like kind of against that stone that we were looking at for the fireplace. So I think that either of those look really nice. I love the browns in this one. I'm kind of leaning towards this because it plays really nicely with the tone in the floor, the wood floor that we're looking at. So I'm leaning towards this one for the fireplace. And then the only other option that we need to select for tile is for the kitchen backsplash. And again, really any of these wall tile options would be really nice. I like this one. The colors and tones I'm going for or this one in the kitchen are very bright white tones. I'm going to have some copper accents and just a couple black items like black hardware on the cabinets, black handles, and I want to do copper lights, and I've got a lot of copper kitchenware as well. So that's kind of what I'm leaning to for the kitchen backsplash. And so again, when you're choosing your tile, what we're also going to have to choose once we make our final selections is we're going to have to choose our grout. So grout, when I go grout, Mapai is a really good brand This is my sample tile, and you're going to want to choose, I tend to go for whatever is going to closely match. I usually don't contrast. There are cases where I do, like I'm going to go with a brighter white for the grout in the laundry room with the black tile, but most of these I'm going to take the sample piece and I'm going to hold it up against the tile that I'm choosing and select whatever's going to be the closest so that it really blends well. And that's how I'm going to choose our grout for our tile. So these are our options for tile for the new house. You know, like I said, there's a lot to consider when choosing your tile, whether you want to go with natural stone, glazed porcelain, ceramic. There's so many options out there. And one of the biggest things I recommend is I recommend seeing your tile in person, because it really makes a difference. You know, what these look like in pictures and online is very different than what it looks like in person. And another thing, you know, when you're seeing it in person, lighting is important. So make sure you're looking at it in nice, well-lit areas. Right now I'm outside. I really like indirect sunlight when I'm looking at stone tile, any tile really. So lighting is key. So we will see, stay tuned for our final selections and what we actually install as we go along through the house. And, you know, leave a comment below, ask a question. I'd be happy to help answer or give you some more knowledge regarding tile. So thanks so much. If you liked what we have put together, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos from Tekton as we build our house. Thanks so much, guys.